Good. I'm feeling great. Ready to go.
So you being a veteran quarterback and you seeing a lot of new talent in the league, what would you do to what would you say to motivate them to keep them going to maybe have a 22-year career?
Good luck. Good luck. It's tough, but it's up to them. Yeah, if you do the right stuff, you got a shot. But I see a lot of people not do the right stuff, so I try to, influence the people I can. If they're, it's a lot of, first of all, you have to love it. It's got to be a part of something, if you want to do it for a long period of time, you got to really excel at it. And that really comes from loving it. So it's a lot of different motivation over a long period of time. Lots of little things at different moments. Some is more motivation, some is more inspiration. But there's a lot of different things that play into it.
It's from your vantage point with that. When you love something, there are also certain days where you don't like it. How do you push through the days that you don't like it to get to that, to where, those moments where you're like, man, I really do love this deep down?
Well, I always love it. There's probably days I love more than others, but I definitely love it. So I love working out. I think the point is you push your body, physically, your mind, your spirit, mentally, emotionally. And, all those things have to kind of stay in the right place over a long period of time. And there's a lot of things that could take away from it. So it's a hard thing to do. Have been many people that have done it, but I think I've just, in my part, been very fortunate to have the right people in my life that have really allowed me to be successful physically, mentally, and emotionally.
You go back a long way with Dean Pease. Just want to see what stands out about a Dean Pease defense.
It's a really talented coach. I've known Dean a long time. Really challenges the quarterback. Very sound defensively. I don't think there's a lot of easy plays out there. He makes you earn everything. And obviously Atlanta's a team that is in our division, so they know our personnel. There's no intimidation. It's not like you play them once every 4 years. It's a team that they play twice a year. They have a lot of confidence. They have a new scheme with Arthur, but they got a lot of talented players. And I think they use their players really well. I think that's, even last week's game, I know they lost, but they had a lot of opportunities on defense to make a lot of plays. And Jalen Hurts got out of a bunch of them and did a really good job. And, it's a very good defense. They're going to make us earn every yard. Anyone else?
Don't talk about last year very much, but there was a point where you guys got down 17-0 to the Falcons,
Yeah.
and you came in and said whatever you said. I mean, did that from that moment on? Bruce said you guys were really in attack mode the whole year after everything. Did you remember that as a turning point on offense?
Yeah, that was a really important moment for us. I think JPP was kind of the real leader as he came into the locker room. We obviously weren't doing what we're capable of doing, and we needed a big wake-up call, and we got it. And I think we learned a lot from it, and we were much better the last bunch of games. And I think as it's thinking about last game, we got to start fast and we got to finish strong, and we've got to play well all 4 quarters. So it'd be nice to see what it looks like if we do that. Playing a 4-quarter game is going to be very important. It's a good week to do it.
Time in that game that JPP gave that speech?
You harp every week on taking care of the football and you hate turnovers, and then I know the other thing was like penalties, which Bruce has harped on, and it's week 1. So I'm just wondering, what are the little things during the week? It's hard to erase everything, right? If there's 11 penalties, to expect that there's going to be 0, obviously that's the goal. But I guess what are some of maybe the little things that you guys fine tune and focus on to fix those things that are fixable?
Yeah, a lot of it is, football is about scoring points ultimately. In the games, you score more points than the other team, and I think the things that take away from scoring points are going to be the things that are the biggest deterrent from winning. So turnovers obviously are probably the number 1 because you're giving them extra possessions to score. We don't have a chance to score. Then penalties would probably be the next thing because you're just going backwards. You're going opposite direction. So then you look at third down, whether you possess football. Then you look at red area, defense, whether you scored touchdowns for our sake or we kept them from scoring touchdowns on defense. So, it's a game about points. And I think, we got to do a good job with turnovers, with penalties, with third down production, with red area offense. Then you look at like situational football, 2-minute situational offense and defense. All those things are important when you look at a game. So it's never one play. I mean, yeah, you can always point to one play, but it's usually a bunch of different plays that all kind of add up.
Bruce was saying that he doesn't put too much stock into week one. I mean, there's a lot of overreaction. You know, you didn't play much in the preseason. How do you look at it? Just glad to get the win and move on? How do you look at it after that, you know, this first game?
We've got a lot to learn from. I think we're going to – football's not a game that's ever perfect. I think we've got to do a much better job than we did last week. And there's a lot of things to clean up. There's a lot of things we talked about coming out of that game. We know we're going to be challenged this week with a lot of the schemes that they present. They're going to do a good job cleaning up a lot of things that didn't go well for them. So we're expecting a really good football game against a real tough opponent, well-coached, a lot of good players, very physical defense, very athletic defense. So we got to work cut out for us.
Had a chance to be playing in front of a packed stadium like you did this past week and really feel what it means to be a member of this community even, you know, being able to really reach out and touch the fans. Yeah. What was that experience like for you running through that tunnel for the first time and really hearing that packed stadium?
It was great. It was nice to have everybody back there. I think, you know, we all missed that aspect of the game, and I think they just bring so much to the stadium, you know. You can feel it driving in. You can feel it in pregame warm-up. It definitely amps things up quite a bit. And just thinking where we were 365 days ago, I mean, you guys were there. There was a lot of dullness to a lot of the things. You had to find ways to get yourself ready to go. And obviously we did as professional athletes, but I think everybody really enjoys playing in front of crowds of people.
German Salazar from Telemundo. The NFL sent a memo yesterday kicking off the Hispanic Heritage Month. Yeah. You've always been so close to the Hispanic community in Boston, here in Tampa. Your wife is South American. Yeah. Any thoughts about the Hispanic community?
Yeah, I've had a very fortunate opportunity to play in Mexico in Stadium Azteca, which was amazing. Yeah, it's just obviously our community in Mexico and how much they enjoy football and us going down there to play games and to you know, expand the game is amazing for us. So I spent a lot of time in Mexico. Always enjoy it. It's a great place.
Your favorite Spanish dish?
God, there's a lot of them. My next door neighbor, my best friend, was from Mexico, so I had a lot. The Aguirre family was very close to ours. They still live next door to my parents, and yeah, they were our great family friends, and obviously over the years, there's a lot of people from South America, from Central America that are great friends. We have a house in Costa Rica, is another great Spanish-speaking country. So my Spanish isn't as good as my wife's. My wife's fluent, so I kind of let her handle all that. But yes, of course, it's a great place.
This is kind of random. What happened to the pregame walkout last Thursday? Like, you walk out, go to the 50, take it in.
I know, I was pretty hyped up, and I was trying to calm myself down a little bit. I was probably a little overly ready to go. Sometimes I want to burn myself out, so I'm always kind of taking a gauge. No, yeah, no, it is back.
Without seeing a fragrance commercial, would you?
Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, it turns out to be Tom Brady or something about Subway. How do you get to endorse a product that most people don't think you would use?
I mean, it's a sandwich, so I've always felt that way. I ate a lot of Subway in college. I kind of lived on Subway sandwiches in college. We used to have these little chit cards that we would, you know, the coach would give them to us when we didn't have training tables. So it was good when my buddies worked there because we got a little extra, you know, extra meat on there, and it was pretty cool. So kind of part of my past and part of my future. Hopefully people like the advertisements.
Okay.
I try to do as little as possible, but we got something coming for you.